I'm excited.
Hi, and good evening, everybody. My name is Grace Rubin. Well, I'm here today with my colleague, Selesh Puwaku. And today we have a very special person here in our midst. Well, he has been a U.S. Marine for 20 years. He has received not one, not two, but Purple Hearts for his service and wounds sustained in combat. His expertise has helped global Fortune 500 companies, including Chevron, Walmart, Walgreens, Intel, and many others in development to their success. Well, this we are speaking about is none other than Dr. Obom Bowen. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here today on this interview, Dr. O. And well, how have you been today?
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, with both of you, Celeste and Grace. How I'm doing today, if I was any better, I would be probably twice as good looking, but just as half as amazing as you are. So I'm doing good. I'm working on it. How about yourself?
Oh, doing great.
Doing
Thank you
great,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how can I be of service today?
So we have a few questions for you, Dr. O.
Okay.
So the first question that we have here for you today is, why have you selected growth as your focus for the year 2021?
Wow, that's a great question, and I don't know how much time we have to answer because I can go into 3 hours of just why growth. But the simple version, simple answer really to it is, in life we're either growing or declining, right? We're either in nature, everything is either growing or it's dying. Most people, especially when we're playing in the entrepreneurial world, will say, I'm just trying to build my business to this level and maintain. Well, there is really no such thing as maintaining, because when they say maintaining, someone might say, well, Dr. O, that's kind of insane. It's you can maintain like a six-figure business or whatever. Well, the truth is, you're not maintaining the business. You're continuing to build a six-figure business. You're continuing to go out and build clients. You're continuing the exact same thing. You're just building. You might look at it as I'm maintaining a six-figure income every year, but you're not maintaining. You're still doing the things required. And what they're doing is, if you're maintaining a six-figure business, then there's three phases of momentum in business, right? The first phase is maintaining momentum. The second phase is advancing momentum. And the third is accelerating momentum. So when we look at human beings or businesses, it's the same thing. We're either maintaining where we're at, which is what we kind of understand, but that's still doing the work to get there. It's like you have to do so much more. And in today's world, today's economy, especially since COVID hit last year, people have to do this much to maintain this much income, right? Meaning they have to produce now so much more value. So the reason I chose growth this year is most individuals don't understand what true growth really means, right? What it means to consistently grow is you must be willing to accept being uncomfortable. So you have to get used to being uncomfortable, being in a space or a place where you're not going to stay still. I mean, there's an old Chinese proverb that says, standing still is still an action. So I chose growth this year to start helping people to understand how to grow. And in the three categories I chose growth this year was in my health, my relationship with my family, more so my wife and my daughters, and my business. So in business, what I decided to do, every day, just personally on my personal Facebook timeline, I just share a video in helping people how to grow mentally, spiritually, emotionally, but more or so financially. So once you have this concept of growth, growing in all your areas, and I call it the five major areas of life: faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. Once you're able to grow, then you start to move from, just maintaining where you're at, maintaining momentum, right? So you then start to get to the second stage, which is advancing momentum. Advancing is, how do you start to grow in your life? How do you start to grow in your relationship? How do you start to grow in your business? And one of the best ways, since for the past 15, almost 16 years, I've been helping large organizations grow their businesses, like Walmart stores, Jafra Cosmetics, Knights Media, Covia, Chevron Oil, and a lot of other entrepreneurs through, doing training events and retreats with those companies to help the management grow, and then creating programs to help the middle management. And for entrepreneurs, I do mastermind events and trainings where we'll spend anywhere from 2 to 5 or 7 days, whether it's in a location or a destination, to really help them to scale back, look at themselves first, create a plan for growth personally, because if you're not growing mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you can't grow financially, right? So, and then create steps, processes, and procedures to help their business grow. So this year I chose growth to really just focus on that topic alone, in order to help individuals first grow, and then help them grow their business, then help them grow their relationship, then help them grow everything else. So that's why I chose growth.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Sailesh?
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, Thanks for just giving your time for doing this interview, sir. And my question for you is, what is your mission for 2021?
Whew. Well, my vision for 2021, what since we're talking vision, if I could just not use my glasses for vision, that would be great. But no, in all seriousness, my vision for 2021 was really to, in the topic of growth, focus on the one thing for myself. And that was really scaling my personal businesses to the next level, right? For them to grow. And I realized I've already had systems in place to do that, to where it moves from advanced into accelerated momentum, which then put me into my own conundrum of, okay, so what is the one thing I'm going to focus on, or the one company, the one business? And then I realized that every company I have, and we have 7 different companies, and I realized that I already have systems in place to build them, and leadership to help them continue. So then it got around to, well, maybe I need to start something new. And my wife is always telling me, not, don't start something else new, right? But what happened is I started thinking of, what would happen. And then a few friends were asking me to, what would you do if you lost it all and had to start all over again? Because of what's happening with in the world again with COVID, so many businesses went out of business. So many entrepreneurs lost, income. So many individuals lost their jobs. And, so I thought about it quite a bit and said, well, what would that really look like again in, going back to being the underdog, to starting all over again? What would I do? And I noticed that, I would build with my skills and talents, I would build a business, a coaching and consulting business, to help entrepreneurs grow and build their business to scale it to 6 or 7 figures. But so then that gave me the idea of, well, what's my one thing? My one thing is, so I launched this whole new course called the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator. And it's to help the average person launch, scale, and build a business to 6 and 7 figures within 9 to 12 months. But instead of just doing that, I decided to put the focus on myself. So I started the business, and now I'm challenging myself to build that business to a 7-figure, which is $1 million or more, by the end of this year. So, right, 9 to 12 months. So, when I did that, it was all scaling back to find out, well, what does that look like? It looks like at a minimum, that's 1,100 new clients that we'd have to bring on and teach and help them. And so I scaled it back a little bit and said, well, it's not just, well, it's easy to do that because I've done it before with different businesses. Now I've challenged myself to get into the same position what most entrepreneurs may be right now financially, because not everyone has the money right now to just put into and launch a business. But I wanted to share and show and teach lessons to help individuals. Like, for example, to launch with the program, it's just under $1,000. So it's about 995 US to start the business. and I shared with some of the group that's already enrolled some of the lessons we're teaching. One of the first lessons was, you don't necessarily need money to make money. You don't need money to earn more money. You need creativity, you need energy, and you need an insane work ethic, right? By doing that, it's looking at creating strategic partnerships and things like that. So creating the program, I then challenged myself some more, Celeste. I gave myself $1,000 to launch the business, and I can't do anything else other than use the $1,000 or the funds from the new program or new individuals we enroll into the program to fund the company itself, and then document what I'm doing and teach that to the new clients that's getting started, so I can start over as an underdog. I can be in that mindset again, and I can teach people how to do it, right? Because as a leader, you have to be able to lead and teach what you're doing exactly. And part of my philosophy on that is, a leader will never tell or teach until they practice what they preach. So if I'm doing it day to day, starting over again, now I can share and show that to all those who are getting started. So it's a lot of hand holding, but it's not a program to sing kumbaya. I'm there, and the folks who are in the program right now, today I just assigned them some more homework, and I hold them accountable. And one of the lessons we taught them today is, listen, success is your fault, so is failure. So I'm going to hold you accountable and beat you, well, not physically, but kind of beat you as much as I can to help you become successful. So that one thing I'm focused on is not just scaling my personal business to $1 million, is teaching others and then having several come to do the exact same thing by the end of the year. And that actually plays into a bigger picture for next year, for 2022, which is launching the Underdog Millionaire television show, right? So those who've actually did it will go on the show next year to basically share their journey and then be the coaches to help those who are new. And so it's going to be 20 episodes per season, and we're going to just continue building that. So it all ties into a bigger picture. But the one thing I'm focused on is the Millionaire, the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator program, to help new or existing members, if they have a business already, how to actually scale and get it to 7 figures, so you can go through the advancing, the accelerating momentum phases, and you can actually explode your business and stay above the fray of not having what you desire in life for 2021, and so on and so forth.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That
Thank
was
you.
great.
And the
Absolutely.
next question that we have for you here is, there are so many millionaires and billionaires, but they never reveal their secret. What makes you reveal the secret, Dr. O?
Well, it's a great question. So, it's crazy. So everyone has their own secrets. It's not one secret or just a specific few. There are certain things that are general that you do, the different habits of highly effective people, right? In fact, that's a course that I actually have. In fact, that exact course is the entire course I actually have in the Underdog Millionaire program, that actually helps them to understand. It's how to become a highly effective individual. When you learn that, you apply the same concepts into your business, to relationships, so on and so forth. So why I'm releasing, I chose to release my secrets and how I've done it and how I'm going to do it again and demonstrate and help others, is because, so many people ask me, what would you do really if you had to do it all over again? So not only am I sharing what I'm doing, I'm demonstrating it, right? So through the explanation and sharing, there's probably maybe 70% of those secrets I'm going to be sharing open and free. The other 30% that actually clicks, that makes the magic happen, that's for the individuals who join the Underdog Business Accelerator, so we can help them through, right? So I'm not sharing 100% of it free. I am sharing 100%. Only 70% of it is at no cost, and 30% would be for what they pay for. It's really always the 1% things, right? The difference between someone who, well, really, it's all about how you manage yourself around your time during the day, and what you focus on, and the things that you actually do to increase your growth of business, to increase your growth of everything else. And the beauty with most millionaires and above is that they figure out the few things for themselves that actually works to generate income to give them the lifestyle they need. Because when it comes down to it, whether it's conscious to most of them or not, in life, the reason, coming back to your first question, Grace, why I choose growth this year is because we're either growing or declining. And if we're not growing, then we end up in our comfort zone. And the comfort zone puts you to live a life of apathy, right? So you really have to choose. Well, actually, before I even go into more, you say, like, really, what is apathy? So apathy is this natural human instinct, which is common to us all. It's always forcing us to seek a comfort zone where nothing ever changes. So most of us, it's like, okay, what does that mean? It means that, you know what, I want to build a business. I want to be a millionaire, which is great. It sounds good. You might have went to an event and you said it, you get celebrated with your friends. Yeah, it's great, it's good. And you go home, and then tomorrow morning you have to get up. Now you have to have millionaire action steps and millionaire habits. No one is looking. So it's like, well, you know, I'll wait tomorrow and I'll do it again. Or, you know what, I had this party to go to, so I'm going to go party tonight instead of sitting down and study and do it. And they do the things that make them more comfortable. See, the thing is, there's always going to be a price to pay to succeed. And most people aren't willing to pay that price. So live this life of comfort or apathy. So they're always uncomfortable because they're not willing to do. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. They live outside their comfort zone. See, because when you look at it, you're in your comfort zone. Then you have just outside that's your stretch zone. Well, what's your stretch zone? What's this comfort zone? That's living in life, doing what you're doing, maybe complaining it's not so good. But if someone is working a job and they got passed over for promotion and they say, oh, this person is that way, or they blame them, they just got here. I've been here 8 years and I haven't gotten promoted. Well, this person that just got there, did you notice that they showed up like an hour early every day? Did you notice that they left 45 minutes late every day? Did you notice that they did a lot of things that they weren't told to do? Did you notice that they the initiative? Did you notice that they were always helping people with other stuff? Did you notice that they were doing extra? So the promotion that they got before you is because they already demonstrated they have the ability without being told what to do work. So now they're there telling you what to do because they know what needs to be done. And most people don't get it. So the reason I chose to share my secrets is really to say, listen, people, this is how you've been living life. This is why you've been failing. It's time to change it, right? So, and sometimes I might be looked at as being too harsh. It's probably the military in me, right? But 20 years in the Marine Corps, they don't hold your hands and coddle you. It's either you do it or you do it, right? So, so that's why I decided to share my secrets.
That's great, sir. So the most of the people who will be seeing this interview wanted to jump into your Underdog Billionaire thing, and the next question is being related to that. What do you think is stopping people from becoming a millionaire?
Oh, Celeste, that's such a good question. Oh man. So let me I'm gonna eat a piece of fudge. I love fudge. Okay. That's my only indulgence there. Let me be clear. It's the same thing that stops anyone from doing anything. And we can look at it and we could say it's fair. We can say it's so many things. And there is a degree of fear in there too. But you have to look at, I have several different working definitions for fear itself. But when you look at the basic definition of fear is the anticipation of a future pain. So when this is what stops most people. The fear of it. It's not fear, it's fear of fear itself. So for example, well, maybe I don't know this Dr. Obom guy. And he says, he's going to put me in this, uh, um, what is it called? Underdog Millionaire or something? Yeah. And I'm going to make $1 million. How do I know that? See, the moment they let that sliver of doubt get into their mind, it starts to fester, because 87% of the world is negative. The thing is, this is why some people say, oh, a lot of that self-help, positive stuff, it doesn't work. Why? Because the world itself is negative. You don't need encouragement to be negative. You need encouragement to be positive. You don't need encouragement to be lazy. Nobody encourages you to be lazy. They're always encouraging you to not to be lazy. So the moment they sit there and say, well, I don't know. How do I know it's going to work? How is it going to work for me? And they start to play the doubt game. And they say, well, if it was that good, like, you teach me for free. Funny, no. So it is a $20,000 course that I literally reduced to less than $1,000. And the value in there is more than $1 million. Why? Because what I'm teaching them is to become a millionaire. So when you look at the investment, let's just round it up and call it 1,000. If the investment is 1,000, what is 1,000 as its value to $1 million? It's 1,000, right? That makes $1 million. I'm giving you 1,000% value. It's less than 1% to be able to build and earn a 7-figure business. And I'm not saying that you can go, as a matter of fact, on my Facebook page today, I'm actually just announced 2 of my clients from last year, Stephanie and Omar Moses, who I know you're familiar with, who have built their business from going through one of our courses last year. And they just had their first $12,000 week, right? So most people don't earn 12,000 US a year. They just had their first $12,000 week. So if they have doubts, they can go on my page. They can go through and see the folks that were helping build and scale businesses. So you think if they invested $1,000 and even if you can earn $12,000 a month, would that be a good return on investment? Yeah, right. So when you look at a $12,000 week that they have, that's just below $50,000 a month. So if you multiply that, that's over $500,000 a year business that they're already building. Yes. And we haven't. That's just maintaining momentum now. We haven't talked about advancing momentum and accelerating momentum. Right. So they haven't even gotten to the portion of the course yet where it's going to help them put ads to run and market ads all around the world there, which is going to be insane. So if they're doing that just from organic and we do it into traffic, imagine what happens when you build and accelerate. Then you're looking at anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 a month to generate, which is about $1.2 million a year. So the person that says no, it's ignorance, and there's nothing wrong with that. We are all ignorant, just on different subjects, right? Before I got to where I'm at, I mean, I failed miserably in so many things, but then it was all about finding the right teachers, the right mentors for myself, and then being able to get myself in the right environment. So it's okay sometimes to go and try to find that perfect seed to plant it in the ground, but if you took an orange seed and you go plant it in rocky ground, it's not going to grow. You need fertile soil. So the important is not only do they have the chance and opportunity to work with me and my team, they got a chance to work with other entrepreneurs in moving in the same direction. So the seed gets put in good soil. And most of the time we focus in helping people on being a good seed, being a good entrepreneur, being a good businessman, but we never teach them about being surrounded by other businessmen and women who can help them build their business or help them with ideas, help them mastermind and come together. So the person who says no is due to ignorance, and all they have to do is to educate themselves, right? So it's not necessarily to say, well, I'm just going to jump in, and I get it. Don't just jump in, don't throw your money at me. I might duck, but it's to, follow me, Google me, right? Find out, is this guy really who he says he is? Can he help folks? And when you have the proof, the thing that removes all doubt is evidence. Evidence is the number one layer of this, just getting doubt out the way. So when they can actually do that and then follow me wherever, they can see, and then they can connect and reach out to the people who I'm working with and say, well, is this stuff really working? And obviously they're not going to say no because it's working for them, right? So, you know, when they get that proof, when they're able to get rid of the fear, because that fear is anticipating a future pain. It's anticipating that, you know, I'm going to give my money and I'm not going to, well, earn $1 million. I'm not going to make anything. But sometimes it still doesn't matter. They can still invest the money, but if they're thinking that way, they're still not going to earn anything because they're still in that stinking negative thinking, right? And what we do is help them with the mindset, put them in the right group, an environment of folks so that they can personally grow. Then we can grow their business.
Thank you, sir. That was great, sir.
Absolutely. So you guys have some amazing questions, and I'm more than happy to be of service.
Thank you so much, Dr. O. I really appreciate you giving us the time today to do this interview. And
Absolutely.
thanks once again.
My pleasure. Well, it's been a pleasure connecting with both of you. I look forward to seeing and working with you some more. If there's anything else I can do, let me know. And for your audience that's watching, if they want to learn more about the course, they can just go to theyearoftheonething.com and they'll learn more there.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks for your valuable time.
Thank you.
Thank you.